I always knew the moment would come when they'd finally read the note. But I didn't expect the scream. It tore through the quiet Christmas morning like something wild and wounded. I didn't react. I'd been waiting for it. I watched from my car down the street, engine off, my breath fogging the window. My sister stood on my porch with the twins wrapped around her legs, suitcases at her feet, and her husband beside her looking lost. He usually did. She held the folded paper I'd taped to the door, the one that changed everything. Funny how revenge can be so calm, almost polite. But let me go back for a second to the night it all truly began. Christmas Eve. My family circled the dinner table like vultures dressed in holiday colors. My mother sliced guilt the way she carved the ham. My sister Sarah leaned back with that smug, entitled smile she perfected as a kid. "You'll babysit the kids while we go to Dubai," she said like she was confirming a hotel booking. I never agreed to that, I answered, staying cool and steady. She waved her fork dismissively. "You're single. You've got time and you've got nerve," I said. The table froze. My mother gasped like I'd stabbed someone. My father muttered something about family duty. Sarah let out a short, irritated laugh. "You'll do it," she said. "No," I repeated. What followed wasn't a discussion, it was an ambush. They hit me with guilt, traditions, old stories. They tossed weaponized memories like grenades. My mother's trembling voice. My father's disappointed silence. Sarah's passive-aggressive pity. "You know the kind of family that treats your boundaries like suggestions, and your life like shared property." I left early, but not before Sarah whispered, "You'll cave. You always do." She shouldn't have said that. She shouldn't have reminded me of who I used to be. Here's what they never got. I don't break anymore. A plan. It started with a text from Sarah at 6 a.m. the next morning. "We're dropping them off in 30. Be ready." No question, no apology, just assumption. But something inside me shifted, cold and quiet. I realized they didn't really see me. To them, I was still the unpaid babysitter, the emotional punching bag, the sibling who owed them simply for existing. They underestimated me. That was their first mistake. The second was assuming I had nowhere else to go. By 6:10, I had packed a bag, cleared out the fridge, unplugged everything that hummed, and locked the door behind me. I wasn't running, I was stepping out of the way and letting gravity pull everything else down. Before leaving, I wrote the note. Calm and direct, not a threat, just truth sharpened into a blade. Then I drove 3 blocks away and waited for the show. Now, watching them on my porch, I could almost taste the panic building in their throats. Sarah opened the note again with shaking hands. I knew exactly which lines she was rereading, the one that hit her hardest. "You've mistaken my silence for submission. You were wrong." I kept going on the letter, each sentence a mirror held right up to her face. "Your kids are not my responsibility. Your marriage is not my safe place. Your life is not my burden. I'm done being the solution to problems you create." And then the final line, the one that made her scream, "Enjoy Dubai. I won't be here when you get back." It wasn't cruelty. It was clarity. The truth is, Sarah leaned on me because it made her life look perfect, smooth, curated, Instagram ready. Free childcare meant more vacations, more photos, more pretending. And every time I helped, I kept her illusion alive. My refusing wasn't just about babysitting. It was the first domino. I watched her husband take the letter, frowning as he read it. He wasn't mad, just stunned. Like he finally realized his wife had torched a bridge she thought would rebuild itself overnight. He looked at her, really looked at her, maybe for the first time in years. That was my third move. Truth has a way of exposing more than you expect. Sarah pounded her fist on my door, yelling my name, insisting I stop being dramatic and do my part for the family. But the door didn't open. Not this time. I let her shout. She earned every second of it. Here's the real thing about revenge, despite what the movies show. It isn't burning hot, it's cold. It's frost. It's letting people feel the empty space you used to fill. Letting them choke on the silence where your help used to be. As she stormed back to the car, dragging her kids and their suitcases, something settled inside me, a quiet, steady peace. I didn't ruin her Christmas. I simply stepped out of the story she kept writing me into. She wrote her own downfall every time she assumed I'd catch her. And now, for the first time, she felt the drop. I started the engine and drove away, passing them just long enough for Sarah to catch sight of me behind the wheel. Our eyes met, mine calm, hers wide with realization. She finally understood.